This is the Speakeasy podcast where we go behind the scenes on what it means to be the successfully paid speaker and author. What that part, I'm your host, Altavi Spelzer, the voice coach, professional speaker, award-winning speaker and author and podcaster. I know it still feels kind of new, right? And founder of the World Voice League, a community of female speakers coming together to impact social change. So today's episode is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Not only is today's guest one of our first ever World Voice League co-authors for the book anthology, A Stage of Their Own, but I've literally been able to see her transition, reading her story and talking to her previously. And man, I know this is going to hit home with so many of you that are still in that corporate position, that are still at that corporate job. Guess what? Today is your day. So make sure that you're tuning in with your notepads and pens so you can take down some notes. And after the episode, make sure that you reach out to Durga so you can find out more information from her as well. So with that being said, hey, Durga.
Hi, Altavis. Congratulations on your bestseller.
Congratulations to you as well. Oh my goodness,
Thank
absolutely
so
amazing. So tell them a little bit about yourself and then we're going to dive into today's topic.
Sure, yeah. My name is Durga Mamidipalli. My origin is from India and I've been in US for like last decade. I came here to pursue my master's in computer science. I did, and then I worked for corporate world for 10 years. While doing that, during that time, I also had a passion to get into more alternative medicine. I got into a little bit of knowledge on Ayurveda and Marma therapy and yoga, certification in yoga, meditation. And I also been trained volunteer and been teaching Art of Living and International Association of Human Values. For those two organizations, I've been volunteering, teaching their programs. So that is a big blessing for me, I feel. So during those and all, I've been like that's my passion. So I was feeding my soul doing those things. And since my childhood, I was born with some healing abilities. So I was helping people. And during that time, I realized that I am also coaching them. So then I got into a coaching certification just to be more authentic, just to be more sincere on how I'm guiding them. And I was doing all these things as a volunteer, I was not charging them or something, just for fun I'm doing. And that's been happening for almost for last 20 years. Then as soon as I had my baby, I felt like I don't want to leave my baby in the daycare. I want to be the first person to see his first smile. I want to be the first person to see his first steps. And I'm like, no, then my husband really supported me on that as well. And I quit my job. And so I was taking care of my son. Then all these people who have been getting help from me for free for this, I don't say it's for free, but it's that's my fun connection I had, that good relationship I had with all of those friends. So they started paying me. Then I'm like, okay, we need to do something towards it. That is how I found my Be Free Now. And I'm really enjoying that journey. And everybody will say you have master's degree and you have this much of experience, and why are you getting into these things? You should go back to your IT job, because obviously IT job pays very cool salary and all. But I'm so much into serving society and being a part of that. I feel we have to give something. We have to feel responsible to do something towards the society. And I agree, I'm not earning as much as I used to get from IT, but I feel not everything is not being weighed with the money, I fear, and I'm so thankful that my husband is also very supportive of that. Once in a while he feels bad, like, oh, she's working too hard, why can't she put all that smartness or hard work in IT, and so that she will earn more, or she gets like more whatever, like whatever concern. Even in last weekend also we had an event and I was a speaker there, and he came to support me. I'm so thankful to him, and he came to support me, and he saw that in the beginning he saw, like, why are you putting all your time and energy into this, like, why don't you just go back and to the a software job. I'm like, yeah, I understand his pain, but previously it used to pinch me because when somebody who is important in your life, their opinion matters a lot to you, isn't it? So I think most of you connect with me on that sense. My parents doesn't have any issues. They were like, the main reason why they're happy is I'm with my son. Do whatever you want to do. At least you are doing for your time pass, or like at least you are having your own fun there, and at the same time you're serving people, but you are there for your kid. That is more important for my parents. So they are never posed any objections for me, and my in-laws also, they are very supportive on that. And my husband, like, once in a while he feels that, like, oh yeah, maybe you should go back, and then slowly he's like, okay, anyway, you are in this, like, let's see how it goes, but so it was so much, it's a nice fun journey, but sometimes you go deep into it, and then you will see, like, did I do it wrong? Am I going in the right path? Like, is it right? Like, most of the times I think about that, but then I see the transformation in people whom, the lives I'm touching, and the people who are transformed. And most of my the coaching I do and all, they are very confidential. Very few people would like to come in limelight and to say, like, oh, I got the coaching from Durga and it transformed my life, because they are all very, it's literally, it's like, we go through everything. So that's why I understand that's their privacy. In spite of that, on my website, there are so many people who wrote their testimonials. So I'm so grateful. Seeing all those things, I feel like, no, this means a lot. Like, as a unit, like, I'm being supported, and I've been given enough from the universe that I need what I need. And it is coming also, like, anytime if I want to do any project, any service project or something, universe provides the support from somewhere. So I'm like, I mean, I just need to trust the process, and I have to move forward.
And you know what? That is so amazing, simply because when we think about people making that transition from corporate into really living their passion, their dream, you made so many amazing points. The fact that this started from something that you were just doing for free, something that you were just doing because you were passionate about it, and it turned into a business. It feels so much better that way, because you're not trying to have a gimmick. You're not trying to have an angle. You're just doing what you love. And when you're doing what you love, it doesn't necessarily feel like a job. It's not that we're not going to have those, business pieces that still have to be in place, but you wake up in the morning excited about doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
That part speaks volumes, and it speaks volumes about the people that are connected to you. I know that even when you were sharing out, about your accomplishments and the things that you've been doing over on your page, you see all of these people pour in and support you. I know that you also were a speaker for the summit that we did back in February, and you got so much support, from the segment that you did. And it speaks so much, because when we think about healing people, especially around the world, we have to first think about, okay, everybody's different. So the healing process is going to be different for everybody. But if they see the passion within you, then exactly. It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, let's talk about that transition. When you first made that transition, I know you said that for you, it was because you wanted to be home with your child. That first week, what did that first week feel like after leaving that corporate position?
Not just the first week, trust me. I was going through that, tug of war in between me for almost like 2-3 years. 2-3 years, I should say, because, and during that time also I could not, because I'm so used to be in that programming mode, right? And I was looking for like part-time jobs that I can do from home, and I literally got those also, part-time work. And then I was working, and the last paycheck as a corporate person I got is like maybe sometime in 2015 or 2016. Until then I've been like working as a in-house projects for my friends or something like that, but during that time, when I see other friends who are like promoting, and people who have started their career with me and what they are accomplishing in their work and all, I feel like, that it is, am I a hypocrite? Like, those kind of thoughts I used to.
Right, like you see everybody moving, you're like, why do I feel like I'm standing still?
I'm standing still. But one thing I am pretty sure in my life is that no matter what, I am going to serve the society. Like, because I'm so touched by this breathing technique that Shri Ravi Shankar's organization teaches, Sudarshan Kriya. So I am like, no matter what, till end of my life, that I'm going to be spreading that knowledge, right? So there is some people having this resistance. So what is happening is, like, when people come to me through this, then I know where I should guide them, like where there is like authentic sources to help them, so that way I'm pretty sure that this is what it is. And maybe on the top, like whether I go to the IT job or not, that's a different story. But right now I am enjoying my every moment with my son. And I still feel like he's 6 years old. I feel like, why are you growing up so fast? Like, stop growing so fast,
I know my oldest just graduated high school, and I'm just like, I feel like I just took you home from the hospital.
Exactly. That's teeny tiny baby I took from hospital. And then now he's like in front of me and talking like.
It's like, oh my goodness, where did the time go? But I can say that as a mother, the difference I feel in being able to work at home and go to whatever they have going on, and being able to be there and show up for them and have that time with them at home, as opposed to being, I want to say manhandled by a job, because you're so constricted in your time and what you can do with your children.
Yeah, that is the flexibility I'm really enjoying. Like, if he is not well, then my husband don't need to worry about, like, I'll just move my appointments around. And my son also understands, like, if he is not well, he will just sleep in my lap, and then I'll be doing my sessions, coaching sessions or whatever, and people also very understanding, so, and now actually I always tell him, like, I'm supposed to launch my new book, Rise to Thrive. And I've been procrastinating because something or other happening with him because of his summer holidays. And he says, like, Amma, when are you launching your book? I'm like, you are more important to me, Karna. Like, I need to take care of your thing first. And so because of that, it is getting delayed. And today he said, like, his camp got cancelled. And I'm like, not sure whether I have to be with him or cancel your interview as well. And he's like, no, Amma, sometimes you need to give importance to your work as well. I'll go play with my friends. I'm like, oh my gosh. That is so cute. And he was
that
like,
is such an amazing feeling when it's just like, no, they're like, they're holding you accountable. They're like, no, don't you have something you're supposed to be doing? Exactly, yeah, do what you're supposed to be doing.
And he reminds me, if I'm like, little hurried and doing some things, Amma, I think you didn't do your Kriya today. You didn't do your meditations today. Why don't you just go ahead and do that? Like, I'll sit quiet until you finish it. I'm like, good. But another good thing is, like, by seeing me, like, every day when I'm doing yoga and meditation and how I'm doing things, right, he's learning. Like, I don't have to make him sit and teach. Like, he's learning everything from me. And he, like, I am so much into protecting the nature and being one with the whole thing, like, birds, animals, we are part of that, and we need to take care of that. And so every day I go out and pray to the sun god and thanking the universe. So now he started doing it. He asked me a few times, and I never told him that he should do it, and he started doing it. And then now he made a club with all his friends, taking care of the nature, taking care of the water, don't waste the water, plants, and these things, like, kids will learn from us.
Yes, they do.
They will learn. It doesn't matter what we are saying to them. They will see, observe, and learn from that. And he was saying, it's so hot outside, we need to put a big bowl of water so that birds can drink. And he saw my dad every day morning. My dad puts the birds some bird seeds. And in India, like, my whole patio will be like with so many birds, because he's been doing it for so long, and all the birds will know. And he sees like all the birds, and he's so happy with that. And he tries to do that here. And when we keep moving from places to places, so it will take some time for the birds to understand.
Aww. And that speaks volumes, because we have to understand, we always talk about, and I know that one of the things that you said is that you want to heal the world. You want to heal people around the world. And that means, again, getting out there, telling your story. It means showing up, and it starts at home.
Exactly. Yeah.
It always starts at home. I love that.
And I also feel that healing happens from the love, that unconditional love, that compassion. Like, if you don't do that, show it to yourself, and to, if you don't happen to show it in your way you walk, way you live, right? So it won't help. Like, love, I feel like love is the best medicine for any healing,
So very true. Now, when we talk about the healing piece, let's dig a little deeper into that, because I know that for a lot of the viewers, they are entrepreneurs, they are in corporate, some of them are stay-at-home moms. They kind of run the gambit, but when it comes to healing, we know that the healing is necessary in order for you to move forward in any stage of your life, in order for you to reach any level of success, in order for you to do anything great. So what would you say is that first piece that they really need to pay attention to, and kind of, collect and dissect when it comes to the healing process?
My one word that I say is, like, accept yourself as you are. Don't have too many expectations on yourself. Whatever way you are, like whatever way you look, like, you might weigh little more, or you might weigh little less, or like the way you look, the way you think, the way you do things, everything, like, you just need to accept, like how you accept your kid, your own baby. Like, it's okay, dear, like, this is what it is right now. Okay, next, once you get into that acceptance mode, then it will be easier for you to go forward and see what you need to do later. If you are not accepting it, and then you fight against that, like, you need to lose weight no matter what, you look so ugly this way, your behavior is not right, like, you show anger so much. I'm like, first of all, you need to understand that, okay, I'm getting angry, there is some reason, or maybe there is a reason or not, but this became like an habit, so I need to work on it, right? So when you will come to that understanding, only when you accept that you are getting angry. A lot of people doesn't even know that they get angry. A lot of people doesn't know that they are mean to other people, right? So you should be thankful to yourself, like, that you are aware of what is happening with you. So once you get there, then you will like, tap into that inner consciousness, and then it will guide you, and resources will come all in your way, like that. You just need to pick them up and move forward.
I think that speaks. Yeah. That's an amazing response, simply because right now I know we're dealing with so much with people with low self-esteem and depression right now. And we've kind of been in this heightened state of comparison when it comes to social media and models and pictures and magazines and Photoshop. And you kind of are always in this comparison. And even, unfortunately, some of the coaching industry, they want you to compare yourself with your competitors.
Yeah.
And, you say, well, yeah, you should see what your competitors are doing, but you don't necessarily need to compete with them because they're not you.
No, exactly. That makes a lot of difference. Like when you are, there is one beautiful point. Like when you are yourself, then you can do wonders. But if you're trying to be somebody else, then you are always struggling to get into their shoes, right? Like you are investing all your time and energy there. So everybody has their own positive and their own negative, their own strengths and their own weaknesses. So I feel like that is my first journey I started. Like, what are my strengths? And I see a lot of my friends who have started with me and they have done wonders. And I'm so thankful for the inspiration that I get from them. And I'm so happy that they are what they are doing. But what is that you want in your life? For me, my spiritual growth. No matter what I'm doing, is it going to that? I mean, the end point for this, what I'm doing right now, is that or not? And during that process, I wanted to serve. So most of my work will be like volunteer work. So maybe I get paid or doesn't pay it, but still I have that passion. Like, am I touching lives here or not? Am I bringing smile on the faces or not? Am I making some difference in this own person's life or not? That is more important. And money, yes, I understand that money is also very important, but how much we need? How much we need?
And that's the question that people fail to ask. Even when people are making the transition between corporate to entrepreneurship, they fail to ask the real question, how much do I really need? They are always talking about how much I want. I want to be a 6-figure earner. I want to be a 7-figure earner. I want to make millions. Okay, great. But how much do you need to make that transition? Because in all actuality, you need to cover what you're covering now with your, with your job, and add a little bit more to that. Or even if you think about it, because you're not doing transportation back and forth to an office, you're not doing lunch, eating out and everything like that. So a lot of times your expenses are a whole lot less.
Yes, exactly. And I feel like, spending time with your kids and being with them and giving them that unspoken values is like a lot more valuable. For me, I feel like as a woman, all the more I'm more responsible to the world. Like my kids, if I have only one son right now. So how we are inducing the good values to him, because we want to give a good citizens to the society. That's one of the biggest responsibility. Like I feel woman has more responsibility as a mother, as a wife, as a son, a daughter, and as a sister, friend, and the daughter. Like, you have more roles and you have more responsibility to. And women, if we all agree that we have more power and we have more patience and we have more love and unconditional this, that. So I feel like we need to leverage that in all directions to spread our peace, spread that love. So love, when everybody loves themselves or love others, then there will be peace, right?
And loving yourself brings so much peace. I know it's funny for me because people used to say, why are you always laughing? Like, why are you always, heavy? Like, you're always giggling about something. And I'm just like, that's just me. I love to laugh. I said I spent many years where I did not laugh at all, where, I didn't have that joy. And I have that joy now. I'm going to laugh about everything. I laugh about strange stuff with my kids. Listen, I do strange things to make myself laugh and make my kids laugh. It's that joy. It's that peace. Having that joy and peace puts you in such a position where, okay, even if one thing goes wrong, even if 5 things go wrong,
so what?
There's still some joy.
You learned something. Like you had, when I had a fracture on my leg, everybody was like coming and showing me sympathy. I'm like, no, this is my first time fracturing my leg. I'm really enjoying it. They might have thought that I'm crazy or whatever. And I get to, like, every time in the shopping cart, right? If you both legs are working properly, if you sit in that cart, it doesn't look good. So now that I can happily enjoy that.
Right now, I get to do things that I couldn't do before. So now we're going to ride around the store
with
and
that, with that.
try not to knock anything over, right?
Exactly. So I remember once one thing that Shri Ravi Shankar always says, like we always question about the positive things. Like if somebody comes and says like I love you, then really, and if somebody comes and says like I hate you, then you will take it for granted. Yes, he hates me or she hates me. we never.
It's like it's weird that way. It's I don't know why we're wired that way. It's very awkward. Now, one of the things that I always ask everybody who comes onto the show is in this journey, and this has been quite a long journey for you. In this journey, have there been any blunders? Have there been any times where you go back and you look and say, okay, maybe that wasn't the best idea or the best option for me at that moment?
Uh, can you repeat the question once again? I am.
So like, so maybe you made a wrong decision or a decision that wasn't the best, or a business deal that wasn't really the best business deal, and you
Yeah.
look back now and you're like, yeah, that wasn't a great idea. That one wasn't good.
Oh, that's a very good question, actually. So for me, I always feel whether there are no wrong decisions. I feel it has to it has to happen that way for my growth, or for to bring some awareness in me, or every incident or every experience, every event or any person who enters into your life has to do something towards your growth. And so I really believe in it. So there is no bad experience, or there is I don't tally that like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have done this, but I'm very thankful for whatever has happened. Horrible things also in my life, because of those things happened, I'm here right now. I'm what I am right now.
And that's a great way to look at it. They talk about failing forward and learning from each experience. It allows you to grow.
Yeah.
And if I don't learn to take the little tidbits, the meat of what's going on, then I end up being deficient because, I'm missing something. There's something that I was supposed to get out of that moment. And what I found for me is that if I don't find what it was I was supposed to get out of that situation or that moment, I end up repeating it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, if you are meant to learn that lesson, if you don't learn it, then you will be failing and sitting in the same grade again and again. Universe will do that. Like, this is the thing, like we might graduate from colleges, universities and all, but life graduation will happen on, I don't think we will graduate. The life lesson starts only the last breath, and then it will continue again when you take the new birth. It never stops, I feel.
That's right. It doesn't stop. It's a continuous cycle. It's a continuous cycle. Now, I know one of the things that you do when it comes to healing and the healing process is meditation. What brought you to meditation? Because I know a lot of times people go back and forth. Some people are like really for meditation, and then others are like, I don't know why, but they're like really scared of meditation because they kind of think it's this kind of crazy, strange thing. So explain a little bit what meditation is, and then how you wanted to move towards that being one of the things that you do for your clients.
Yeah, you're right. Like some people are so much into meditation. Some people has like some reservations, towards meditation. For me, meditation happened since my childhood, like very naturally. That time, I don't think even my parents are into meditation and all, but I was like kind of like sitting there and closing my eyes, and I used to enjoy that peace. Then slowly, when I'm reading all these books from ancient saints like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Paramahamsa Yogananda, and Swami Vivekananda and all. So it helped. I thought like, okay, there is something that I can improve more, right? So, but for meditate, then slowly during my journey, I learned that there are like a lot of different meditations, and some meditations helps for focus, some meditations helps for concentration, and the one meditation that they teach in Art of Living organization is called Sahasamadhi meditation, where it is concentration is the byproduct of that. Like, some are like meditations with mantra, some are like japa, you repeat and chant and then slowly go into that. And so whatever works, like when people come to me, then I guide them and show them all the tastes of everything, so that they get to choose like what is that they can connect with. So it's very important that you have that connection with whatever the process. The bottom line is you need to calm down your mind. Why you need to calm down your mind is so that you can have the clarity, right? So that clarity will come only when that chattering in the mind calms down. So how we can get that? But our intellect will be like always saying yes and no, yes and no. So to satisfy it, like I'll opt them like all different varieties, and people will be like, oh, I really liked chanting, like first singing and then slowly like we calm down, and then we will be slowly chanting that inside, and then close your eyes, and that way some people will get connected. And some people doesn't even like to close their eyes when I'm even guiding the meditation. So I ask them to just look down or look at some place where which is not moving, and then let's just focus on it or something. So for them, people who went through like a lot of having so much of PTSD and all those things, right? Like, so it is really tough for them to close. So yeah, everybody comes from different backgrounds. So I respect all that. And then I try to help them. I try to help them to take from where they are to where they got to go. It could be a teeny tiny step, or it could be a big jump for them if they are ready for it. So yeah, depending on that.
And now you said it's really good for those who have been through PTSD.
Oh yes, yeah.
Wow, and I know because I know. Well, I work with women that have gone through domestic violence and abuse, and I know a lot of times, trying to clear your mind, trying to calm everything that's been going on with you, and get yourself into a position to where you can think and try to get some things done.
So there we cannot even ask them to accept as you are, because they are like totally like lost. Like they don't even, because I also work with women going through domestic violence, and I also go to these refugee camps to, guide them, teach them some breathing techniques and guided meditations and stuff. So everybody has their own journey. So we have to be little mindful on which way we need to guide them, Yeah. So yes, meditation definitely helps. And then some people, if they cannot go into the meditation, I ask them to do like there is mudra pranayams are there, and then some yoga before that settles down, and then you can sit and close your eyes for a little while. There are so many ways that you can calm down your mind.
And so how long now, this is, and I know for those of you that are listening, this may be hitting home for you, because you may have been someone that's gone through currently has PTSD, or someone that's been in the service, somebody who's been through domestic violence or abuse. It's always an interesting topic though, because meditation is usually not the first thing that is being presented to people that have gone through, stressful situations, and it's not the go-to. It has been for so long something that's kind of been put on the back burner, and you've had to do like your own research in order to find out about it. And so I love that you go to the refugee camps and that you work with women who have gone through domestic violence, because that has not always been, okay, well, here's a pamphlet for meditation and yoga. That hasn't been the help that they've received.
Yeah, no, they really need, when people are going through some tough time and all, right, no matter what, if they know what are the good things that they need to do for themselves to take care of themselves, still they won't get that motivation. They won't the mind like tries to keep them in that, like, poor me mode. You are good here, you stay here, don't do anything for your welfare. Like at that point they need somebody, like some person that they trust in, need to give that little from the back so that they can move forward. So that's why I feel like it's important for us to go to places where, like, I'm also working on reaching out to prisons also. So I feel like those are important. Those are important, that those people, they need that support. Even a lot of people who comes to the coaching for me, some people are used to do meditations and yoga also, but when they are in problem going through separation, I do mostly like relationship coaching and then mind management, and I'm also a spiritual coach. So when they are going through any of these issues, their mind don't even tell them like, oh, you know what, yoga, right? So why don't you do this? Why don't you do meditation? No, like, and then that discipline doesn't come. Like, actually, that is my personal experience too. When I was going through, though I'm so much into yoga and meditation, when I have like when I have some disturbance, then I'm like, no, I will postpone doing that. But it needs like lot of practice, lot of discipline. But I'm not that disciplined. But practice, like now I miss it. If I don't brush my teeth, how you feel, right? That, yeah. If I don't meditate, I started feeling that after these many years. So until I get to this far, I had somebody or other supporting me, or like, that's what I wanted to.
That's amazing. That speaks volumes. And that was one of the reasons why I was so excited about you being in the book anthology, because we were talking about using your passion, your purpose to create a movement. And here it is, you saying that you've helped the women domestic violence and helped those who have PTSD, and now you're about to go and move into helping those who are in the prison system. Like that steps outside of let me do this for notoriety. Let me do this for, for likes on Facebook. That steps out of that. It steps into, there are people that need what I have. Let me serve them.
I hardly remember to take pictures and post it in the Facebook.
Yeah. It's like when you're in that heart space, you forget, you just go ahead and do. And even when we're doing the tour and I'm like walking and talking with people and everything, and then after the event, I'm like, did I take pictures?
Exactly, yeah.
I don't think I took any. And then other people are like, oh, I took pictures. You're fine. You just go ahead and do what you do, because you're in your zone. You're in your lane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't, because we are not in that mode that, oh, okay, we need to, I mean, one way I really like that way is like people will know that what we are doing as well. So that is the only reason why once in a while I post it on the Facebook, that people know, and who knows, somebody might get inspired by seeing me and they wanted to do that, right? Like if one person gets inspired also, like I'm like, wow. So why should I have to take it?
I love every bit of this. So guys, you can see why I was so excited for this particular episode, right? So I know that, again, meditation has never been, it's not been the thing that has, here's a pamphlet on it. So if they want to get in contact with you, Durga, how would they get in contact with you? And how can they find you on social media?
My website is www.b like boy, E like elephant, befreecoaching.com. My Facebook page is Durga Mamidipalli. If you can search, and then you can send me a personal request. And I have a Facebook page as well, Be Free Coaching and Healing. That's my Facebook page. So you get like a lot of information there as well. And yeah, I think that should be it.
Yeah.
I have Twitter.
I have her book.
I have
a new book she's working on that'll be out soon. She's also a co-author for A Stage of Their Own. Like, Durga is moving and shaking, guys. Like, I'm like sitting back going, oh my goodness, like 5 years from now, I'll be like, I remember when.
I'm very excited by my new book because that book consists of like personal stories of the people who have a choice of like choosing a wrong way maybe to get out of it, but they have chosen like yoga, meditation, or something like that, that my positive way to come out of their whatever the life situations are. And those stories are like really, like when I'm reading couple of stories, I was literally crying. And I am so proud of their inner strength, like that discipline that we are talking, like they were like, no, I need to go in this path. Once it's your own decision. Once you are strong that, okay, this is what I need, then the universe will support. Then somebody who are in that path will come to you and they help you. But if you are not ready for what is the transformation that you want in your life, then nobody can help you. Like, so that is very important, like you being focused and tap into that inner voice.
Yes, I love it. This makes me even more excited for the next anthology. This makes me even more excited when we get to Iowa and see you for the tour. Like, I am just through the roof excited at this point, guys. So those of you that have listened in, thank you so much. Let us know how this episode resonated with you. Leave us a review. Leave it in the comments if you're over on Facebook. We appreciate you guys. Guys, look, if you are a speaker or an author, I would love to have you on as a guest. If you go to bit.ly/speakeasy podcast, all lowercase, you can go and choose a date that works best for you to come and be a guest on the show. With that being said, I'm your host, Altavice Pelzer, the voice coach, that part, founder of the World Voice League, a community of female speakers looking to make impact and social change. With that being said, until next time, guys, don't forget to press it out. See ya.